Imagine standing on a battlefield thousands of years ago, sword in hand, heart pounding, knowing that one wrong move could cost you everything: your life, your family's safety, your kingdom's future. Now, imagine that before this battle, your commander gave you one strange order: stay away from women, stay disciplined, protect your energy. Not because of morality, not because of religion, because he knew from generations of experience that this single choice could be the difference between walking home victorious or never walking home at all. This is the forgotten secret that built empires, and today we're going to uncover it together. You already know this feeling, even if you've never stood on a real battlefield. You wake up some mornings feeling powerful, sharp, ready to conquer the day. Other mornings you feel drained before you've even started, foggy, distracted, weak in ways you can't fully explain. You've felt your best version before. You know it exists, but lately it feels distant, like a stranger you used to be close to. That gap between who you are and who you know you could be, that's exactly what ancient warriors understood and fought to close every single day of their lives. So let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever wondered why elite athletes avoid intimacy the night before a championship fight? Have you ever wondered why soldiers in ancient armies were ordered into strict discipline before major campaigns? Have you ever asked yourself why the most powerful men in history, kings, generals, monks, all independently arrived at the same practice of restraint? They weren't connected. They didn't read the same books. Yet across completely different civilizations, thousands of miles apart, the same pattern kept repeating. What did they know that modern men have completely forgotten? In ancient Sparta, boys were trained from the age of 7 in one of the harshest discipline systems the world has ever known. Restraint and self-control weren't optional. They were survival skills, taught with the same seriousness as swordsmanship. Spartan leaders believed that a man who could master his own desires could master anything: fear, pain, the battlefield itself. Indulgence was seen as a weakness that softened both body and mind, making a warrior slow, distracted, and vulnerable at the exact moment he needed to be fastest and sharpest. Their entire military dominance was built on this foundation of control. Half a world away, feudal Japan's samurai followed a similar code. Before major campaigns, many practiced strict discipline, believing that conserved energy translated directly into sharper reflexes, faster decision-making, and unshakable focus in the heat of combat. Zen monks who trained alongside warriors taught that mastering the body's urges was the first step to mastering the mind, and a warrior with a mastered mind could not be broken, no matter what the enemy threw at him. This wasn't mysticism to them. It was practical, battle-tested wisdom passed down through generations of survival. And it wasn't only Sparta and Japan. Look at ancient China, where Taoist warrior monks believed the body held a finite well of vital force, something they simply called jing, and every ounce spent carelessly was an ounce stolen from strength, focus, and longevity. Their training halls were built on the same silent rule: control the body's urges, and you control the battlefield. Even in Rome, gladiators preparing for the arena were kept under strict supervision in the days before combat, isolated and disciplined, because their trainers understood something modern men rarely stop to consider. Energy spent in one direction cannot be spent in another. A man cannot pour from an empty cup and expect to fight like a lion the very next morning. 3 empires, 3 completely different corners of the world, 3 cultures that never exchanged a single letter, and yet they all landed on the exact same conclusion, generation after generation, forged not in theory, but in blood and survival. Now bring this forward to today. Modern combat athletes, professional boxers, MMA fighters, elite wrestlers have quietly continued this same practice. Many coaches have noticed a clear pattern over decades of training fighters. Those who conserve their energy in the days leading up to a major fight often report feeling noticeably more aggressive, more alert, and more dominant once they step into the ring. This isn't a coincidence repeating itself by accident across centuries and continents. It's a consistent biological and psychological pattern that keeps proving itself true, generation after generation, sport after sport, war after war. Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. When your body isn't spending energy on constant release, that energy doesn't simply vanish. It has to go somewhere.
Many men who practice this discipline describe feeling that stored energy convert into drive, aggression, mental clarity, and unshakable confidence. Ancient civilizations didn't have laboratories or hormone tests, but they had something arguably more powerful: thousands of years of lived observation, passed down through survival itself. When a pattern repeats across every warrior culture in human history, independently, again and again, it stops being superstition. It becomes undeniable evidence. You might not be walking onto a real battlefield tomorrow morning, but make no mistake, you have your own battles waging every single day. The battle to stay focused at work when everything around you demands your attention. The battle to walk into the gym when your body begs you to stay in bed. The battle inside your own mind, fighting distraction, temptation, and doubt from the moment you wake up until the moment you sleep.
The same principle that transformed an ordinary man into an unstoppable warrior can transform you, right here, right now, in your everyday modern battlefield. This is exactly why understanding your energy isn't some outdated ancient superstition. It's one of the most practical tools available to you today, hiding in plain sight, ignored by almost everyone around you. While other men scroll mindlessly and wonder why they feel weak and unfocused, you now hold a piece of knowledge that kings protected like treasure. The question isn't whether this works. History has already answered that question 1,000 times over, across 1,000 different battlefields. The only real question left is whether you're disciplined enough to apply it. If this story just shifted something in how you see yourself and your daily discipline, this is exactly the moment to hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds, but it tells YouTube to push this message to more men who desperately need to hear it, the same way you just did. Subscribe to Eternal Energy of Male right now so you never miss the next piece of this puzzle, because this channel is building something bigger than just videos. It's building a brotherhood of disciplined men. And if this video genuinely gave you value today, tap that thanks button below. For a channel like this, it means more than you could imagine, and it directly helps this message reach further. Somewhere inside you, right now, is that same warrior energy that ancient kings guarded like their most precious treasure. It hasn't disappeared. It hasn't abandoned you. It's simply been leaking out quietly, day after day, without you even realizing it was happening, through distraction, through impulse, through choices made on autopilot instead of purpose. Today is different. Today, you know the secret that history's greatest warriors built their entire legacy on. You carry the same fire they carried into battle centuries ago. The question now isn't whether this energy exists inside you. It always has. The real question is what you're going to build with it, starting today, starting this very moment you finish watching this video. Will you let it keep leaking away unnoticed, the way it has for so long? Or will you finally protect it, the way a king protects his kingdom, the way a warrior protects his sword? History already gave you the answer thousands of years ago. It's been waiting patiently for you to listen. Now it's your turn to become the warrior your own life is asking you to be.